for the next one.
Let's get moving on.
Let's get the hotter truff sauce.
Is that as sweet as the last one was?
I think
We'll
so.
find
Yeah.
out.
No, I'll be honest. I think all three of those first ones were hotter than that white truff. I mean, that white truff was really, really good.
Yes.
But
I would agree.
I think the sweetness really cut that one's spiciness. At least I don't remember. Maybe it's just been that long since we ate it, but like
I just don't remember it being that sweet, but I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the age or something.
it was really good though. I really liked that one.
So the next one is what you guys thought about the expectations of being on G2, why some don't make it, which was what you kind of touched on a little bit, and an explanation of the reservist role is what I got on here. I forget what we said about that.
I don't know.
I guess it's
We're
just
winging it.
yeah. So like just people get put on the reservists if they're still within good standing, which means they've held up the moral values of G2 and stuff, and then left due to circumstances like these guys doing work and everything. And since we're still really good friends too, like so if you get kicked off of the reservist list, I mean it's just you had to have done something really wrong.
Really screwed up.
Yeah, because we're doing G2 as a group, and so there's work that you've done voluntarily, and it just feels right to keep you a part of it in some form.
Yeah, I wish we had had the reservist spot around when, like, Daniel and how did you say his brother's name? I always knew him as Mocha. Micah. That's when they left, because I could have seen keeping them as reservists. Like they left in good standing. Mocha actually reached out to me. I mean, it was like a year or so ago now, and he about saying how he wanted to get back out to the field. I'm not sure if that ever happened or not, but
No, I remember he reached out to me about that too.
yeah,
But it's just I think they had left prior to us doing the whole Discord thing.
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they left while we were still at Battlegrounds. I mean, they lived far,
At the
pretty far
beginning
away.
of
Like,
Battlegrounds.
Yeah, they
Before
lived
the
like
fence.
mid.
That was before the fence was even up, I think.
No,
Hmm?
the fence was up because that was Igor was there for the drive-by.
Oh,
The fence was already up for that.
yeah.
I mean, that's how the whole thing started. Him getting him and the guy that did the airsoft drive-by got into sort of yelling at each other, which led to everything going downhill from there. But the fence was definitely up. We weren't like deep into it, but we were definitely into Battlegrounds. Mocha had probably already kind of faded away at that point.
Yeah, they both lived. I think it was about 2 hours or so away because they were over in Indiana.
Yeah, they were a ways away.
Yeah, southern Indiana.
I still sweet, but yeah. Like we were talking about earlier with the reservists, it's definitely a position of like Elliot is a good example. He's on the other side of the country, but he brought a lot to the team, and still in my mind, still kind of does, because a lot of his inventiveness when it came to like mission types and whatnot are still there. Like some of the things that he brought to the team still kind of show through in some of the missions that we plan, or I can't say we, since I haven't really been around, but like the missions that you guys plan, like with like some of the kill confirmed, like with him having the tokens and whatnot that turned into the dog tags
Yeah.
and things like that. So like there's still bits of Elliot
Oh yeah.
that are part
We
of the
still
team.
use the poker chips and
Yeah,
everything.
like
so.
he's still part of the team, even though he's literally on the other side of the country. You know, he's active duty, so he goes where he's told to go.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, if you see this, Elliot, we miss you. Please come back. But yeah, it's like him, and then obviously Steve and I, Thor, Sean's on reservist, right?
Sean is on the
Yeah.
reservist now, yeah, because he became a manager over there for a while at Chick-fil-A and now is doing
Really?
IT work.
I knew he was going to college. I knew that was part of the reason why he drifted off. And like I pay attention to the Discord, but I don't catch every message that comes through. So like
even I don't catch everything.
Well,
There's a
I mean,
lot going
when
on.
some of them get talking, like when I'm trying to catch up, I will skim through stuff and I'll try to stop basically wherever there's a mention to see if there's something important at that mention. And then a lot of this other stuff I'll kind of skim through real quick too, because a lot of it times it's just a lot of the guys just joking off and just goofing off. It's just a bunch of guys having fun with each other. So most of that stuff doesn't necessarily need to be read, but like sometimes, yeah. But yeah, I didn't catch everything when it came to Sean kind of fading into the background. I miss you, Flapjack. That was the call sign I was calling him.
Maple Cakes.
Yeah, Maple Caves. I would call him Flapjack just to change it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, the ones of us that are still part of the team, there's a reason why we're part of the team versus some of the people who have, would you say, kicked off or have been, what's the right way to really describe that? Like,
There's just been a number of different things. Some people have faded away. Some people have had to be removed from the team. Some people have, it just, some people don't mesh.
Right.
I think that goes into
It's
really
not
good
always
into
negative.
kind of what the expectations are, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny to say that the expectations are high because they're
They're
not
not.
and they are all at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
like there's certain areas like I will not tolerate lies.
Right.
Because a man is only as good as his word.
Right. But some of that stuff for most people is just so core to themselves that it really isn't something that's that difficult.
Correct. Yeah.
Shouldn't.
Some people choose to try to better themselves and maybe go a little bit off of what their normal moral line is to try to better themselves and be a part of it.
Yeah, we allow all kinds of people to come on.
Yeah.
We don't.
yeah.
We're not biased towards anyone other than like if you just can't get your crap together.
I mean,
Right.
Marmar's on the team. I mean, Marmar.
Yeah.
But like it's it's really just kind of setting a standard of trying to do well, right? Putting it when you can put your effort into it, put your best effort into it. It's it's not hard, it's not rocket science. It's just come and be a part of it when you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I almost feel like it kind of needs to be said. Pretty much anyone can join G2 as long as you mesh with the dynamic that we are. Like if you're going to come and if you
Just
think
be a
you're
leech.
right, be a leech, or you're going to come and cause problems, you're not going to make it.
too much of the main character syndrome.
But not even so much that. If you're almost looking to pick a fight over a little everything and anything, you're not going to mesh. G2 as a team pretty much gets along. Like Steve and I have not been around a lot. When I showed up in December, I fit, even with the people that are new, I still fit in pretty well with them because there's almost that like-mindedness across the whole team. So even when someone new comes along who hasn't been around, like when that first time I showed up after having been away for a while, it was like, hello, all you new people. None of you know who I am, but I'm part of this family. And it just meshed all well together. And again, some people don't. And some people... Some people almost take it like a challenge to join the team because they want to be part of that G2 name. Like when we joined the team, it wasn't there was a little bit of we want to join that team because they're cool, but it was also, like I said earlier with like Angie and that dynamic of the team was for us versus some people want to join the team because it's cool.
That or
they want that bragging
see
right.
like a competitive side
Right.
to things that I don't want to say isn't there because when we go and we show up to an event and we work together, like we get competitive.
Right.
Like that's
I think
that's the
what-
nature of the game.
What
but
you're kind of
like,
looking for is like, and this is absolutely no knock on them because they are great players, but like Team SWAT, they're very competitive, they're very good. But while we are too, we're also way more laid back about it. And like I love playing with those guys, and like they were a good time when they were that short period of time when they were part of the team. But we had two very different mindsets about how to go about it, and they just didn't mesh. And again, there's nothing knocking on them.
And I'll be honest, like I've been to war. I don't really care to relive those moments.
Yeah, right. You know,
I don't care to try to pretend like I'm there again.
Right.
You know, like I like to just sit back, chill, go out to eat, have some fun.
Right.
Be thankful I've not died the 3 times I almost did there.
Right. And,
you know.
and it's not like we didn't have a good time, like especially like when we were there with them. But again, there was that definitely different mindset between what we were doing and what they were doing, and not just them either. Because I know there's been other examples of people who just didn't mesh with the team because they had that different mindset of being more competitive than just enjoying the community and the sport, which is what a G2 is about. It's about the community, it's about the sport and enjoying it and having fun as a team, not necessarily going and ruining somebody else's day.
Yeah, that, and I'm not going to sit here and spend 20 hours. I mean, because like the thing is, like, you know, airsofters come and go.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a never-ending cycle. I'd be just training everybody to do everything
Right.
all the damn time, and then I'd be doing nothing but training people because, like, to clear a room and stuff. I mean, we did the sticks out here in the driveway one time with
Right
the
before we went
2x4s.
down to Georgia.
Yeah, and it's like we could do that 3-4 times a year, but I'd be doing it all the damn time
With new people.
Yeah, with new people.
If we were recruiting like that, yeah. I mean, don't get us wrong. G2s, are we recruiting technically?
I mean,
If
we
you
got
mesh.
a lot of people now, yeah. And the thing is, like, you know, like take SWAT for instance. They don't have to run a field.
Right.
They are just a team that goes and
Right.
plays.
Again, it's a different mindset.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. We are also a team, and we run a field. So we just acquired the new field
Right.
over the past 2.5 years. So there's a lot of dynamic stuff there that we got going. We got events we're planning, products, blah, 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 some future stuff. You know, we have to think about all this crap and maintain a team at the same time. So it's not just like, hey, you want to go out and play one weekend. Well, when were we going to do that? Because we're running a field.
Right.
You know, especially this past year, we had no
You guys are very busy this
no
last
free
year.
weekends.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm really hoping with this new schedule for 2025, we're working half as much.
Yeah.
We'll be able to get more team dynamic stuff in
Yeah.
again.
Well, and like we were talking about with the terms of like what a reservist is, and like that mindset of being part of the team is, if you're gonna be part of this team, you don't even necessarily need to be hardcore. Obviously, like Steve and I are part of the team still, but you need to have a certain level of motivation, and that motivation doesn't need to just be about G2. Obviously, like
Yeah, it's not a full throttle motivation either.
right, no,
I can't expect anybody else to have the same dedication and motivation that I have.
well, I'm not even talking about just an
'Cause
airsoft. I'm
I
talking
live and
about
breathe it.
right. I'm talking about just in general. Like if you're coming on just because your only dedication and motivation is to going out and getting your KD up.
Yeah.
That's not going to fit in the team, and that's why a lot of people, some of the people that we've had as reservists don't make it. It's also a difference of personalities. Some personalities just don't mesh well, and you can tell that most majority. I mean, we're all still human. We're all still going to annoy each other to a degree, but the fact that we all, like again, like I said, I could walk into that shop after having basically not been around for a year and fit right back in.
Yeah, I mean,
says
here's the
something about
thing
the
too.
team
Like you
build.
mentioned, with the people who want to have like the kill to death ratio stuff.
Right.
Like they're always the first ones to die,
Because
All the
they're
time.
rushing in. They're going
Yeah.
right into the meat grinders.
and they're always the ones that cheat because they're tired of running back and forth from dying, or they don't follow the
I
The
found that
bleed
out at
out.
Pike.
They cheat.
Yeah, I mean that's
Sorry, I
more
had
of
to throw that in.
that's more of a small field indoor type mentality where it's quick to get back and
For the record,
refresh.
that wasn't Pike. That was the other team.
Yeah. Pike wasn't the problem there. No.
Yeah, so like I try to go for more of like a realism in a sense, but still keep it casual.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add to that?
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a fairly straightforward question. Plus, we can move on to the next.
Yeah. So
So
these,
this is going to be a significant ramp up.
Yeah, because that was still wasn't very hot. It was still very good though.
This one's going to ramp
that
up.
was
ramp it up.
$30 for a bottle.
Where'd you get it at?
Joel and Jim's.
Oh, Joe and Jim's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, except for these ones. These ones I got a Walmart.
Okay.
They had a whole.
We may need to make a trip down at some point. Jungle
Yeah,
Gyms.
another one for Jungle Gyms.
Yeah.
That's where I got those from.
Well, I know, but we haven't been down there in a long time
Yeah.
now. I mean, it's been at least 2.5 years. Well, actually, at this point, 3 years, because I was on the road for 2.5 years, and now I'm finally free, and it's been
All
6
right,
months
well,
about since I got off the road.
while Taco Vibes only crucifies us,
This isn't that bad.
what was some memorable bad advice that you guys
Here we go.
thought of, that you were given or received when you were first getting in? We talked about on here.
I got props
about
for this one.
being too geared up,
Yeah.
going to certain fields.
Going to certain fields.
And you talked about like people feeding you false information to make up your own opinions on stuff, and to be careful on where and who you buy from.
Yeah, that'll be expand on the first gun story a little bit.